Hey guys, what's going on? So this is a new update from 2C TV, and I haven't been releasing any of the videos I was planning on doing from this. But anyhow, we're going to go ahead and get into this video. I've seen just the first 10 minutes or so, but anyhow, let's go ahead and hop into it, and so you guys can know. At some point, I'm gonna have to get up and let my dogs back in the house. So you'll see me disappear for a minute.
Welcome back to 2C TV. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your global news channel. I'm Maya 2C, and President Donald J. Trump has caused absolute chaos inside the Islamic Republic of Iran and the IRGC leadership. We're going to give you guys the latest update on what is going on in Iran, but we're also going to go live to Beirut. This is the live footage that we have over the last few seconds. We've seen more strikes by the Israeli Defense Forces on the IRGC's Hezbollah wing in the city. You can see the smoke coming out of their buildings. We're going to stay with this for a second. I'm going to explain what on earth is happening right now in the Middle East, because the IRGC leadership are in full panic mode. We are now entering the regime change phase of this conflict. First, President Trump, the reason he caused chaos was first, he came out earlier today and said somebody from inside Iran wants to talk to us. And yeah, we're going to talk to them.
Not going to lie, I heard this right before I heard this on here. I heard about it that he was postponing for 5 days, and in my head, I'm like, so either the IRGC is basically surrendering, or the more obvious thing is he's not talking to the IRGC, he's talking to someone else. And that's what he's about to clarify.
The IRGC said, it's not us, we're not talking to Trump at all. And then the rumors came out of nowhere that the Speaker of Parliament in Iran, Ghalibaf, he's the one who's talking to the Americans. Now, Ghalibaf is still part of the regime. Ghalibaf panicked. He came out in public saying, no, whoa, it's not me. They even said he just arrived in Pakistan, in Islamabad, to talk to the Americans. He said, I'm right here in Iran, everything's fine, because obviously that meant that the IRGC fanatics were going to go and assassinate him. Oh, there we go, another one. Another strike, I've just missed that, that's great, as usual. What else is new?
I don't think it's him that's missing it. I think it's the camera itself just turned to that spot where it hit.
Every single time we have the live feed, I tend to miss
let me get one of my dogs
the moment of strikes. Anyway, going back. So Ghalibaf debunked those claims, and then President Trump, after he caused chaos, he essentially said, oh, yeah, when I said somebody is talking, it's not from the current regime. It's from somebody from Iran, but not part of the current leadership. And he said that he's not accepting the current leaders of the Islamic Republic, including Moshtaba, the cardboard leader, as anybody to negotiate. So we're going to explain what's going on. We're going to stay with our live footage. We're going to give you guys the latest videos coming from Iran as well. We're going to move away from Beirut for a second, because we have to show you what on earth is going on in the south of Iran over the last few hours. And I'm going to explain the reaction from the IRGC and why this is actually important, what President Trump is saying or doing. Because, again, what President Trump says is not what it seems. That's always the case. Never.
And when will people understand that? He's saying the war's winding down. At the same time, sending troops. Now, he's only sending, I think, altogether between two different things, it's like 5,000. So that is more than likely, I think, either it's a bluff or it's for the nuclear. It's not to take over Iran. You're going to need way more troops, and that would cause way problems. He's not doing that, but everyone takes what he says fucking literally, and it's crazy.
Take him literally, but take him seriously. If he says something, it's not what it says, but there is a reason he's saying that. There is another move that's going to be made. That's always been the same since 2016.
Like I heard he is lifting some sanctions or something on the banks up that country in Russia. I can't think of his name. Anyhow, he got 250 political prisoners released for doing that. But there's going to be something else in there, whether it's turning Lukashenko, that guy, turning him against Putin, or making Putin think that something's going on because he's talking to Trump. Therefore, Putin loses more trust. So there's a lot of things. Trump has got the Democrats going so many different ways. Venezuela, Israel, Iran, Cuba, Russia. I mean, he's got them going so many different ways. They don't know what copied sign they need to hold up whenever they run out in the street and scream about stuff.
Since the days when he was in the world of business, we know that the regime change phase has now started. Hypothetically, academically speaking, let's just say President Trump is talking to somebody from the regime, right? Okay. Still doesn't change anything. Firstly, the regime, they've already said they've given red lines. There's not going to be a deal based on that. But let's say, hypothetically...
Thing is, we're colorblind.
Somebody from inside the regime would say, okay, we're going to change everything, reform everything, please save us, we're going to make a deal. That doesn't really change anything, because it's not up to President Trump at the end of the day.
Nope.
The immortal god of Iran.
Why can't other people get that? I don't understand why they continue to think, like when Trump said he's got to have a part in picking the leader. He already knew who it was going to be, but you can't tell people your plans, because everyone in the world can see it that day. It's no secret. It'll be out. And also, you got the IRGC that they will then try to assassinate the person. So, there's multiple reasons. He's never going to give you a direct answer. We're in the process of dismantling a country. He's not going to give you any direct answer on anything. So why do they keep running with it?
And the opposition, led by the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi, it's up to them. They're going to come out on the streets. The Israelis are on the sides of the Crown Prince and the Immortal Guard. They're going to come out and destroy the whole thing and take over the country anyway. So, we're going to stay on this because I think there's going to be another attack.
Me personally, I do think that Trump is trying to make it within 30 days. I think he wants to have this war wrapped up within 1 month.
On Hezbollah. Okay. Let me just quickly take you to the south of Iran, because the reason I mentioned the Crown Prince was because the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi asked the president not to hit the power plants, and the president has basically effectively changed his mind, as he says, but the reality is that he couldn't say, I've changed my mind, right? So he had to say, we've paused for 5 days, because somebody in Iran is talking to him.
I got a question. If any of you know the answer, please let me know. I truly don't understand it. So, once we get done dismantling everything, right? And the Immortal Guard can at least start, they got one city liberated and they've got military on their side. They're doing their thing. If every country does not speak to the IRGC, they do not send any money for oil to the IRGC accounts. They send it to a different account altogether. Different everything. Everything's new on the other side. So how does that not do a regime change right then? Because they're no longer going to be spoken to through, say, the UK. They won't talk to him. Canada won't talk to him. If everyone talks to Reza Pahlavi and his transitional government instead of the IRGC, then the IRGC is not getting income. They're not getting info. They're not getting nothing. So how is that not... Why don't they go ahead and start doing that like Trump is doing? Trump's not talking to the IRGC. He's talking to the other person. I haven't understood that part.
Anyway, let's go to the south of Iran, Bushehr, and see what happened earlier.
Dude, that right there is where I paused it earlier, because that right there, oh my God. That bomb just blew the windows out of the car, and it just went off, literally just went off, and the shockwave hit it that quick. Boom! Boosh! Good God! That is insane.
Now, of course, the next phase is, as I said, the Immortal
That's
Guard.
crazy.
These are the Iranian people, the anti-Islamic Republic Iranian people who are getting ready. They've been told to stay at home for now. The Americans, President Trump, the Israelis, and the Crown Prince have told them to stay at home. There were a lot of rumors that they might have to come out now, but the U.S. Central Commander Admiral Cooper earlier on repeated the same urgent message to the Immortal Guard. Say, Iranians, stay indoors, do not come out.
Yeah.
Not yet. That's not the time yet, because we're still hitting them. Once they are crippled, then it's your turn.
Continue to heed our advice. We've had multiple messages that have come out that have said, beware, the government doesn't care about you. They're launching missiles and drones
Oops.
from populated areas.
Something on my
Just
screen.
stay inside for right now. Third, there will be a clear signal at some point, as the president has indicated, for you to be able to come out. And then
See, nothing has changed. The plan is still going ahead as mentioned. The Israelis also confirmed the plan. It doesn't really matter what you hear in the midst of war. When it comes to geopolitics, no statement made by anybody from any side, it doesn't matter. Actions, that's important. Outcome, that's important. So, that aside, the Americans, of course, Admiral Cooper says, we will give you the signal to come out, not yet. The plan is still the same when it comes to regime change and the takeover by the Iranians, so that the Americans could actually have legitimacy and say, look, we just wanted to eliminate the threats, and in the middle of all this, the Iranian people took over the country. Oh, well, that's great. Let's make a deal now. Democracy is here again. That's good. That way, this could happen, and President Trump could say, see, this is different to the 2003 Iraq operation. Let's go back to the southern parts of Iran. Massive explosions at ammunition depot.
Does anyone else agree that previous wars, they weren't technically done right in order to leave chaos? Because with the Doge and everything, where our politicians on both sides, where U.S. aid was sending money to different rebel groups and stuff all around the world, and all they do is sow chaos, but therefore keeps us involved in shit we don't want to be involved in. So, like, this war needed to happen. They've been wanting to hurt us and kill us forever. And it's been, like, in 1986 or I know in 1980 and in 1986 or 88, Trump had the same energy that he does now. So how they say he's a warmonger when he said it since I've been born. I was born in 1980. He said it every day. So for 46 years, he has said it. But it's a new war. But no, we're going in because it needed to be done. The people needed to be freed, and we need to stop being threatened. Period. And look at all the Middle Eastern countries. They're all together now. Boy. Good God. Wow. And they've hit, they've hit 8,000 targets. How many bases do they got? Jeez.
Yeah, the guy was saying they've just hit a massive ammunition depot in the south of Iran near Bushehr. Also, we have received another update. A huge targeted assassination in Urmia at an apartment building. This is in the northwestern parts of Iran. And I believe the Israelis were behind this from earlier on. Let's go and see
Israelis
the
are
aftermath.
deadly,
This is actually broadcast by the Islamic Republic state media. By the way, the fake news media and the mainstream media continue to spread fake news, obviously, about this whole conflict and the military operation in general. And
they hate it. They hate it.
And as we have proven many times on this channel, because obviously 2CTV, we are one of the few outlets in the world, a handful, that we have sources not just in Washington DC, but also from the Immortal Guard in Iran. We have also sources inside the Islamic regime, those who are leaking information to us, as well as the Crown Prince, Reza Pahlavi's side, and all the others. They are laughing when we speak to all our sources from different sides. They are laughing at the way that the liberal media across the Western world are reporting the way this conflict is actually going. But we have to actually also listen to the official spokesman of the IRGC. As you guys know, over the last few days, couple of days, we've been showing you guys a lot about this man. This is the guy who told President Trump that he's fired. Apparently, it was a joke about The Apprentice. We just had another senior leader of the IRGC eliminated. We're going to get information. This is just breaking news. A number of them have been eliminated. Oh, how many is this? 2, 8. We got confirmation of 8 IRGC leaders and commanders who have now been killed. We'll get back to that. Let's go to the IRGC spokesman, because he's become quite entertaining over the last few days. A very serious statement from this man. Very serious, guys.
Good evening. Iran is definitely winning the war, you guys. We don't have any more leaders, no more ships, no more airplanes, no more missile launchers, and no more weapons. But other than that, everything honky-dory here in Iran. Totally winning. Nobody panicking or anything like that. Okay, buddy?
I can confirm this is not AI. I don't know why you're accusing this of being AI. This is legit. This is his official...
No more
ships. Of course, it's AI. But we're going to continue to make fun of him. That's part...
I really did think he said sheep, but he said ships.
Part of the news program that we have on 2CTV. Every single day, he's going to wear different costumes. So keep watching. There's going to be more surprises later on. Anyway, we have another one. This man who filmed one of the waves of strikes in Iran, saying that they are hitting everything. And soon they will finish them off. This is not a dream. This is a reality. That the regime is collapsing.
I'm filled with justice. That for these murderers.
آمریکایی‌ها حسابشو دقیق دارن. بازوها هم یکی میزنن تا آخرین نیروی سرکوبگر نابود بشه و مردم راحت به خیابونا بیان و ایران قشنگ یک خونکارا در بیارن. این امید نیست، بلکه یه واقعیته.
Yes.
تمام به زودی میبینیم.
Oh, I hope y'all can still hear me. But anyhow, did y'all hear that Cuba has declared war on America? I don't know how. They don't have any fuel. I hope they lock up all them socialists that went down there.
رژیم در حال فروپاشی کامله و آزادی انشالله در آستانه فریاد زدن.
There are people in the live chat who are confused, saying, well, he doesn't have a Persian accent. It's not real. Why are you taking that seriously? Oh, no. Okay, so we also have an audio message from the Immortal Guard in Iran. Obviously, in case you don't know, they were inspired by the elite imperial military under the last king in Iran. But this is, he's talking about the situation with the IRGC basic units and checkpoints in Ahvaz in the south of Iran. Everything is kicking off. The Immortal Guard, the Iranian people, even though they've been told to officially stay at home,
they're not staying home. I mean, they're being told to, but when they're told to come out, if part of them are already out, just imagine when the other 80 million come out the door.
To not come out to do any sort of uprising or take over the buildings. Having said that, there's a lot of covert operations happening on a daily basis, mostly during the night. They are taking out the regime officials and their militants on the streets one by one. Listen to this with subtitles.
همین الان یکی از دوستان زنگ زد که گفت از اهواز بهش زنگ زدن و گفتن که همین گروه های گارد جاویدان شروع کردن به بسیجی ها، به این گشت های بسیجی ها که مثلا چادر میزنن تو خیابون و فلان حمله میکنن، با نارنجک و این چیزا میکشن، بعد برمیگردن یه ساین میذارن اونجا که اینو گارد جاویدان انجام داده. میگه الان چندین و چند جا رو تو اهواز همین کاری کردن و کلی بسیجی کشتن. حالا این نمیدونم تو اخبار اومده یا نه، من خبرها رو چک نکردم، ولی اینو مستقیم از تو خود ایران، از تو خود اهواز چیز کردن، زنگ زدن یه ساعت پیش گفتن. اینه که اینم جالب بود گفتم تو بدونید.
God bless the immortal God of Imperial Iran, who are continuing their covert operation across the country. Also, there is a quick update from the Israeli Defense Forces. The IRGC are now only launching a handful of missiles, and there's a reason for that. I'm going to explain why the IDF are confident that this operation is going to finish sooner than expected. Firstly, not only they're launching a handful of missiles, they're not even able to hit Israel anymore. 2 missiles were launched from Iran, and they hit Lebanon. Absolute shambolic situation. It's like...
Are they helping take out the IRGC in Lebanon? But no, he just reminded me of something that yesterday they said missiles were misfiring. Well, then I was watching Habitual Line Crosser's YouTube channel. He come out with a new video today, and he said they have a device that can send electronic waves that override the missile and make it lock on to a false target, like, say, in the desert, where there's not people. As far as I know, I guess they can choose where they want it, but either way, it's overriding the missiles, changing its lock-on spot, and the missile just goes over there instead. So, either they're having problems with missiles firing correctly, or the people are inexperienced that are shooting them, or we're using a new device that was just first used.
The Houthis in Yemen, but every time they try to aim at Israel, they hit Egypt. So yeah, the IRGC have now hit Lebanon twice, and which is not good, very naughty. But the reason for this is a couple of things from the IDF. Firstly, quick information about what they've been doing today. This is the video they have released. They have announced that the Air Force, the Israeli Air Force, with precise intelligence from the Mossad, have completed a wave of attacks earlier on command and control centers of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps around Tehran. Now you can see you got the Defense Command Center of the IRGC, you got the Command Center of the IRGC's Ground Corps, and also the Quds Forces base utilized for coordination and overseeing intelligence activities of the IRGC. And of course, there's a lot more in the actual city of Tehran and the outskirts. All this has now been gone. Okay, we now have another breaking news.
Good grief.
Oh, that's finally done. Okay, that's good. Finally. There is a huge IRGC facility in Esfahan. It's a kind of a special, let's just say, we don't know what they're holding in there, in Qaim, in Esfahan. It has now been destroyed, and I've been waiting for this for weeks now. We're getting a video to verify this first, and then I'm going to put it on the screen for you guys. It's going to be a big...
Guys, they have nowhere to go. Like, every new building you decide to go meet at, they're going to hit it. And these guys are still meeting. 8 leaders were just killed. 8. And now this is something else.
It's a night time. Okay. It's one of those nights. Everything is happening at the same time. And we also have a statement from the Prime Minister of Israel. Okay, so we're going to have to go to him as well. I think that's earlier on. But before we do that, the IDF have made a major announcement about the missile capabilities of the Islamic Republic.
Okay.
They now say that the Israeli Defense Forces, with the help of the Americans, have taken out around 330 of IRGC's missile launchers. Now, 330 out of 470 that they have. More than half were destroyed in direct strikes, while others were essentially damaged and, well, found and compromised by the Israelis in the tunnel entrances of the underground sites. And the Israeli Air Force are now hunting the remaining, I think there's about 140, roughly speaking, 140 launchers left. And the incoming fire has now dropped to about 10 missiles a day, down from around 90 missiles a day. So there are not many left now, about 140. So at this rate, I don't know, a couple of weeks maybe, if they could obviously identify the rest of them. They are hitting them one by one. They have quite a few. They have over 300. So it is quite interesting how quickly they've managed to paralyze the regime's missile launchers. And let's quickly go to Tehran. Earlier today, the Israelis also managed to take out the official headquarters of the IRGC's Basij unit. These are the guys who are the militants on the street in charge of the crackdown and crowd control, public control in Tehran. It's been destroyed.
Whoopsie!
Oh, I just realized I was on mute. Anyway, so the smoke came and everybody died. And by the way, there's a whole situation with Nancy says, what? Trump said ceasefire today. No, he didn't say anything about ceasefire. Why are you getting your news from either CNN or Tucker Carlson or Instagram? Do not get your news.
Trump's already said he's not interested in a ceasefire. Why would you do a ceasefire when you're obliterating them? That's almost word for word what he said.
From random people on social media, or CNN, or CBC, or BBC, or Tucker Carlson. Just don't do it. Stop it.
He said he wasn't going to hit that.
I've already explained what actually happened, but I'm going to give you guys the actual statement by President Trump. There's no ceasefire. Breathe, man, breathe. Okay, where was I? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, when President Trump said a couple of days ago, yesterday or 2 days ago, that he was going to hit the power plant of Iran, obviously the regime freaked out. What they decided to do was they told their supporters to come and do a massive gathering outside one of the main power plants, right? This is the Ramin power plant. This is all they could bring. What is it, I think about 35 people, 40 people who decided to turn up. These are the brave ones. These are the ones who are ready to become martyrs.
I say boom, but they should be in more fear because once the Iranian people get control, each and every one of them is going to have an issue.
So the idea was they gathered outside this power plant and said, I dare you to hit us, because if you hit, then you're going to hit our civilians, using civilians as human shields. The only issue is...
Right, but we told you we were going to hit there. Why would you go stand at it? And when did war stop killing civilians? Back in the day, from, I'd say, 1940, once World War II ended, everything before World War II, they killed civilians. They had no problem doing that. So, what is the big deal? These idiots run to a target. If they die, they die. That's their fault. They ran to the target.
It's even the IRGC supporters. Not all of them are brave enough to turn up. So you got about 30, 40 people like, yeah, we're going to come, sure. Let's make sure they don't hit us, actually. We were promised free sandwiches. So where's the sandwiches? There are no sandwiches. You lied to us. And then they all went home. Of course, President Trump was not hitting their power plants. The problem with these idiots, they take what Trump says literally, but not seriously. Anyway, we have another massive IRGC base in the western parts of Tehran, in Chitgar, that was hit earlier on. Let's have a look at that. And major developments that was confirmed earlier on by the Israelis. This one's actually quite interesting because these are underrated eliminations that people don't realize how big it is. So this individual, he is a doctor, Saeed Shamkhadi.
Was a doctor.
He was eliminated by the Israelis at his home, a targeted assassination. His job was, he's part of the IRGC, he's a member of the IRGC, was a member of the IRGC. He also specialized in control engineering for missiles and also drones. So people like him, they were the brains behind the missile program and the drone program of the Islamic Republic. He has received his reward and he's become a martyr. So bye-bye, absolute crazy doctor. See, evil doctor. That's what happens when you're too smart, but also a little bit evil. Okay, Karaj, just outside of Tehran, there was an IRGC facility that also got hit earlier on. We have the latest footage from there, and then we're going to go to this breaking news. I think we got it verified now. Let's go. Oh yes, we have confirmation from the British government. Oh dear God. Okay, so
oh yeah, I heard they had 4 Jewish ambulances. They were set on fire at like 1:37 in the morning, their time. But yeah, I'm telling you, the United Kingdom is becoming yet a second Iran.
Prime Minister Starmer has some news for us. The same Starmer that said, we're not getting involved, we're not doing anything. And then he changed his mind 13 times. And then he said, we're getting involved, but we didn't know what he was going to do. We now have updates. The United Kingdom is now sending air defense systems to the Persian Gulf. The official statement by the Prime Minister is, we are now deploying short-range air defense systems to Bahrain at speed. And that Britain was doing the same with Kuwait and also Saudi Arabia. The United Kingdom is working with industry to distribute air defense.
But UK, y'all don't have air defense for yourself. That's sad.
Defense missiles to the Persian Gulf partners, and has now embedded airspace specialists in the Middle East, according to Keir Starmer.
Trying to ride the coattails and be on the right side. International law.
Okay, so that's relatively some good news. He's doing something at least to help allies and, of course, British interests in the Middle East. So this is how President Trump caused chaos earlier, which was absolutely glorious. Masterclass. The art of the deal.
I will say, Trump is king of trolling. He's king. Like, name one president that the entire world knows his name.
He made this announcement all in capital letters, shouting, saying that I am pleased to report that the United States of America and the country of Iran have had, over the last 2 days, very good and productive conversations regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East, based on the tenor and tone of these in-depth, detailed and constructive conversations, which will continue throughout the week. I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any and all military strikes against Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure for a 5-day period, subject to the success of the invisible ongoing meetings and discussions. Thank you for attention to this. This is how everything kicked off, because firstly, the low IQ people read this and thought, oh, this is ceasefire. Like, no, because yesterday, 2 days ago, he said, I'm going to hit the power plants. He basically said, yeah, no, so we're not going to hit the power plants for 5 days, just 5 days. We're going to hit everything else. We're going to continue hitting everything else, just not the power plants, right? And then he said somebody is continuing to talk to us. this is how he caused so much chaos inside the leadership of the IRGC, because rumors came out saying, who is he talking to? Because the official Islamic Republic said, we're not talking to him. It's not us. Even the good guy, the reformist foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, was not a good guy, but that's what they say. He's the good guy. He's the harmless one. The foreign minister who used to negotiate, he said, it's not me. They're not talking to me. Basically, everybody in the region said, it's not me. And then rumors came, oh yeah, we're here. It's the Speaker of Parliament, Ghalibaf. And then Ghalibaf said, whoa. I'm gonna show you the statement for Ghalibaf actually in a second, because that's also hilarious. Firstly, the rumors about this guy, Ghalibaf is also, I don't know, for some reason, he's also considered as a moderate. The guy is a murderer, but apparently Ghalibaf, the Speaker of Parliament, is a moderate now. The idiot who continues to say in Parliament, death to America. No energy.
I mean, oh, you're so gangster.
The absolute state of Parliament anymore. And I love how the Speaker of Parliament, who's a ringleader, who starts these chants, he has low energy, like Jeb Bush. Please clap. Death to America. Death to America. Please clap. Wake up, man. Wake up. He's a combination of Jeb Bush and Joe Biden put together. Even if he was supposed to be considered as the main guy to negotiate, somehow give him the crown to become interim leader instead of the mullahs. He's going to fall asleep and die anyway. Nobody takes him seriously. And anyway, so they were talking about him. Rumors. No confirmation anywhere. We realized basically CIA spreading these rumors to cause absolute mayhem. He panicked because, as I mentioned on social media, said, well, now the IRGC are going to, the fanatics are going to try and assassinate him because they think that he's betraying them. Anybody talking to the Americans is a traitor. And then he had to release this statement. He said, Ghalibaf said, Iranian people, as in the regime, demand complete and remorseful punishment of the aggressors. Ooh, punishment. Sexy.
What supreme leader? I think the military intention, well, one, because they're going to die, but two, they're keeping it so the military has the power instead of an actual person.
All Iranian officials stand firmly behind their supreme leader.
Underground.
Which supreme leader? You don't have a supreme leader. What are you talking about?
They don't stand firmly.
People until this go.
He's got one leg if he is alive, and if he's not in a coma, he's not standing firmly.
Goal is achieved. So basically the goal is to spank the Americans. Okay. And then he says, no negotiations have been held with the US. And fake news is used to manipulate the financial and oil markets and escape the quagmire in which the US and Israel are trapped. And
escape the quagmire.
He basically tried to expose President Trump,
saying the quagmire.
He's only saying that to calm the markets down. And I was like, well, that was just a bonus. That kind of helped as well because the markets are going down. Like, oh, this is nice. Apparently there's going to be peace in the Middle East. Not yet. And but he was also panicking. He had to say this to tell his friends, whoa, that wasn't me. I did not betray you. I don't know what Candace Owens is telling you. She's lying. Okay, then, from here, the regime decided to release the official red lines. So if we ever talk, this is where it gets interesting.
Idiots.
There are 4 demands. They have demands. The same regime that's falling apart have demands. Number 1. No start of war. So basically, don't fight us anymore.
Death to America.
Okay, that's kind of by default.
Ooh, right before this video, I knew as soon as Trump said something, I was like, they're going to come out and they're going to say something so stupid. And I'm waiting to see if it's in here with their demands. But they always do. They always come right back with some dumb thing to say and then the person dies.
Well, the definition of doing peace anyway, but right. No more Israeli strikes on Hezbollah. That is a weird demand. Priorities to save Hezbollah. Okay. Then closure of all US bases in the Middle East. So President Trump to say yes to basically
So why would we do this? You're not doing anything. The only U.S. service members that have passed, one wasn't in the actual war, on like they were in Kuwait, and then there was a crash in the air, not to mention Kuwait shot down. But they all lived, so they didn't die. It was just the crash with the refueling tanker, and then in Kuwait, which Kuwait, they wasn't doing anything. And they got those coordinates from, good old Mother Russia.
Removing the only defense that we have in the Middle East for our allies and the American interests. I'm sure the American Empire would say, we will leave the most important part of the world, the most important region of the world. Yeah, we're going to leave it.
Yeah.
Close the bases, guys. Let's all
everyone
leave.
Pack up.
Yeah, that worked out well in Afghanistan. And also, there's the fourth one. That's the spanking. It's not a literal spanking. It's a compensation. They want reparations. So they've gone full.
There you go. I knew thanks to Obama and Biden, giving these motherfuckers money for shit that they started way back when. That shit pisses me off. And all the hundreds of billions of dollars being stolen from states, from all these foreigners and all these fake companies. Dude, I'm telling you, America, we shouldn't have to work 40 hours a week. We should be sitting nicely, all of us. But instead, you got politicians and people being so damn greedy, getting hundreds of millions of dollars whenever their salary is $170,000, roughly. Yeah. And then all these other countries are sitting fat on our money that should be here. I mean, you got to think, over the past 50 years, trillions of dollars. We wouldn't be in debt, and we could actually just kind of chill out some. But no, can't do it.
Black Lives Matter. They demand reparations, and so good luck with that.
We want reparations.
Somebody call ICE.
$10 million a body.
We need to deport the IRGC.
And I don't know if you guys heard, but the people they killed in the streets in the protest, that they mowed down, they put the bodies in body bags, and they stacked them up because when this was all over with, they were going to say, we killed those people, and they wanted reparations for those people that they killed.
To Pakistan. Anyway, now, President Trump said, this is one of the, again, he's been walking around all day saying words, random words, and the media have been eating it up, which has been absolutely hilarious to watch. He said that we are directly talking to a top person in Iran. But he also said earlier, he's not part of the regime. He's not part of the current regime, but he's inside Iran.
Does that mean that Reza Pahlavi is in Iran? Maybe a transitional person is in there. I don't think Reza Pahlavi's there yet.
Oh, right. Now we know that there have been many members of the regime who have defected, especially the last few weeks and few months. And there are a lot of speculations that this could be one of the defectors, and obviously the goal is to have somebody as a delegate sort of representative, but they all want the return of Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi anyway. But President Trump cannot come across as the president who's installing the Crown Prince in Iran. It can't. That's just a bad look.
Yeah.
It has to be seen as, it's the will of the people in Iran. People in Iran want this guy. Okay, well, have your prince back.
I haven't heard a single name other than Reza Pahlavi. I haven't heard any names. If you have, let me know. I haven't heard of any names.
You cannot have President Trump bringing in the Crown Prince. You can't do that. It's 2026. 20th century stuff is done. Your job is to destroy the regime. The Iranian people will have to take over the country, and then they can bring back the Crown Prince. But this is what President Trump said earlier, and everybody got confused.
We're not speaking with Mr. President.
A top person, don't forget. We've wiped out the leadership phase 1, phase 2, and largely phase 3. But we're dealing with the man who I believe is the most respected and the leader. It's a little tough. We've wiped out everybody.
Is that the leader?
No, not the Supreme Leader. Nobody's ever
Is that
nobody
the
heard
Supreme
of the
Leader?
second Supreme Leader, the Son.
Are these direct?
We have not heard from the Son. Every once in a while you see a statement made, but we haven't. We don't know if he's living. but the people that seem to be running it, and they seem that based on really fact, because things they've said have taken place.
Mr. President, I know you deployed this.
These reporters are so stupid. Like, they are so dumb. And every single time they ask the same, like, it makes you want to crush your head that they say the same dumb shit over and over and over. And you can hear one reporter ask a question, one or two reporters later, they ask the same word for word question that person just asked.
I don't want him to be killed. Okay? I don't want him to be killed.
Mr. President, you deployed.
Nobody
It's an
wants to
invisible
be that.
person.
Nobody wants that job right now, you know? Nobody's exactly looking forward to being the head of that particular country, but perhaps we'll be able to solve that problem.
Mr. President, you deployed.
He's loving it. You can see his smile. He's just saying random words. And he's like, we've killed everyone. There's nobody there. There's no leader. There's nobody in charge. Oh, but we're talking to a top person who is respected. Well, hang on. You killed everyone, but you're talking to... The problem here is that half the idiots took it literally, right? Like, oh yeah, he's talking to someone. He's betraying the Iranian people. And then the other half,
That's what they want.
who are still going around not understanding his language. He just trolled
They truly
everybody.
want that. They want
The
America
bonus
to
was
fail.
to
They
calm the
want
markets
Trump
down,
to
but the
fail.
reality was everybody in the regime has been kicking off against each other and briefing against each other and trying to kill each other. So that's also fun, and he's enjoying life. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. But let's actually hear from the official spokesman of the IRGC again, because I think this man needs to be taken seriously. And we've been joking a lot about this guy, and I do apologize. Let's go to the official spokesman of the IRGC
Then
again.
he started laughing. That's what their 72 virgins are.
5 points to Gryffindor. Okay, so I told you I'm gonna keep trolling this guy. It's just an easy target. He
I just want to know if he's seen it.
doesn't help himself. Look at that face, though. Anyway, that's legit. Definitely not AI. If you think it's AI,
You're wrong.
Alright, what's going on in Beirut? Let's quickly go back to the situation. Oh, hello, smoke. We still have a smoky situation in the capital of
What was that?
Lebanon. And also, let's quickly... I'm going to get some reactions because we are verifying some very important updates for you guys. Heather says, I hope the people see just how bad the media and others are lying to the world and how important it is to have a team like 2CTV to bring us the truth. Thank you all very much and stay safe. Thank you so much, Heather. George says, please keep it calm for a couple of days. I'm going to be at the casino and can't be disrupted. Thank you for attention to this matter. How long are you going to be there for? Tusi, I've learned so much about the Middle East geopolitics. I was ignorant. I appreciate your insight and knowledge in this region. By the way, your hair is more famous than you. That's sad. It needs its own talent agents. Okay, I'll take that as a compliment. Alright, now let's bring you guys the latest. I think things kicked off first with the Israelis. They confirmed the latest round of eliminations. Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah,
dear.
okay.
What is
Evacuation
happening?
order again in Beirut happening now. And right. There we go. We got details. Who wants who wants details of the latest
I do.
leaders of the IRGC who've now been confirmed as slightly dead by the Israeli Defense Forces? All right. So these lovely gentlemen. Hang on, let's put them on. Ah, okay. These goat lovers are now dead. On this list, we have leaders and commanders.
If they were all killed at one time, that means they're still meeting in groups.
Of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. I'm assuming they were all in the same meeting because that is the whole list. We have Hamid Hosseini, Hamid Ali Zangi, or Zangi, I don't know, Zangi, Ali Nejad, Mohammad Nazari, Sadegh Zakaria, Ahmad Rasul Hussein Ahmadlu, terrible name. These are terrible names. And Javad Bagheri. Oh
I don't
God, these
know.
are
I
terrible.
don't-
It's like when they were born, they've been given the worst names, and they're all either Muhammad or Ali or whatever, right? Hussein. And then they also get it's just they happen to have the worst surname and first name and surnames. And it's not a surprise that they turn out to be absolute nutters. Okay, so also there's another sign of anti-Iranian IRGC. Bad hairline. Look at that. They were all losing their hair. If you have a lot of hair like this, thick hair, you won't be IRGC. If you start to lose your hair, you will be IRGC. It's just a virus. It happens. It's not really your fault. Let's go to Dahia. We have the latest footage from the IDF showing the latest round of strikes over there. And where is the... Okay, yeah, we go. I am once again being absolutely dramatic for no reason. I thought the whole system crashed, but it didn't, so everything's fine. Let's take you to Dahia. And I don't know what's happening. Okay. Let's watch this together. This is the IDF. Having a great time.
هاي الغارة بوجهة مباشرة كتير قوية. الغارة برج البراجمي.
Okay.
هاي
Stop talking.
بين بعجور والمنشية صارت.
Don't know what it's saying. It's saying Arabic. Stop talking Arabic. Okay. Anyway, so that's that. And then I believe that... Oh, God. Mohsen Razai, who's still alive for some reason in Iran, the senior official of the Islamic Republic, has now said that the war will continue until all damages are compensated, all economic sanctions are lifted, and a guarantee is obtained that the United States will not interfere in Iran's affairs. This is the decision.
You drug us into your affairs by saying death to America for 47 years.
Of our nation, our leader, and our armed forces. Number one, your nation hates you. Number two, you don't have a leader. Number three, your armed forces are defecting. Dude, wake up. Alright, there was an interception in Israel, in the southern part of Israel, just earlier on. And okay, we can go to Esfahan. We now have the confirmation of what I mentioned earlier. A massive special facility in Ghaem was hit earlier today. And, well, not earlier today, minutes ago. And let's go to the footage, and then we will get more reaction while we wait for more updates on this. Let's quickly go to Esfahan, and then we shall return. There's the woman in the background. She's saying, "Oh, it's very beautiful." Oh, it's a beautiful strike, guys. Well done, America and Israel. That was the best thing about that video. First she was like, I thought she was upset or something, but then she was like, oh, this is so beautiful. Yeah, well done. Beautiful hit, guys. Okay, let's go back to Beirut and nope. Oh, now we are getting another set of rumors, and these are the rumors that obviously turn into reality because they are testing the waters. As we said, one of the obvious things that the Americans can do is ground invasion of the Khar Island, because they've already basically destroyed the defense of the island, and 90% of oil is exported from the terminals there, and it's symbolically a very important place for the Islamic Republic. You don't even have to launch a ground invasion into mainland Iran yet. if you take that island, you also send a message to the rest of the regime that look what we just did. You lost a chunk of your territory and your sovereignty. So obviously take it with a pinch of salt for now, because this is just US officials telling the media, and they've also told the Israeli officials, saying Washington may have no alternative but to launch a ground invasion to seize Iran's Kar Island. But again, the boots on the ground sort of scenario, instead of risking and going into mainland Iran, which is a huge country, you can just do a tiny corner.
Yeah. Also, you can see if they send troops there, you know, what they got left, trying to defend the island and then just bomb them there.
Belongs to Iran. So that will be interesting if it does happen. There's no guarantee yet. I don't understand why attack Iran's oil and energy infrastructure. Right? It's not. That was the whole point of the. Oh yeah, we're now pausing for 5 days. I'm like, you weren't going to hit that. That's the future requirement. How the immortal gods have arms if they bombed. How the immortal gods have arms if they bomb military infra. I don't know what this means, but something about the immortal. Yeah, obviously
he's asking if they've already bombed the military infrastructure. How do the immortal guards have guns, which they already smuggled out beforehand and already had their weapons?
There's a lot of them, the immortal guards in Iran, who are
being
armed,
snuck in.
and a lot of them also basically stocking up and also doing making improvised devices. A lot of Molotov cocktails, grenades, range of things. But also weapons. They've been working on this for weeks and weeks and weeks since the uprising essentially was stopped. Did you hear someone on Manoto claim Ghalibaf will announce the Islamic Republic's collapse in 7 days and seeking asylum? He also said that on the 2nd of April, power will be handed to Reza Pahlavi. Does this sound realistic? Well, theoretically, sounds realistic. Anything sounds realistic. But if this person was giving this info as some sort of guaranteed predictions, don't listen to anybody that gives you some sort of prediction. Like, trust me, bro, this will happen on this thing. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. But the way it's going to be much sooner than we expected. Again, I thought it would be a year. A lot of people thought it would still take at least 2-3 months. But it seems like we're looking at weeks at this point. And Ghalibaf might be in trouble, not with the Americans or the Israelis, but with the regime. Because I think, despite his statement earlier tonight, there will be some radicals. I know they're all radical, but proper radical IRGC guys who are a little bit crazy right now because they've lost Khomeini, or I must say Khomeinis, plural. And they probably think that Ghalibaf is a traitor. They might still kill him anyway, so he probably has to escape while he can. If I were him, I will run away. Dear Maya, super greetings from Malta. It did seem strange since most of the regime is in hell with the 72 virgins. Yeah, it's just part of the game. Enjoy the game of geopolitics, part of the conflict. President Trump just saying things and everybody freaks out. No wonder anyone is calling the shots now. The Supreme Leader can't stand his ground anymore. He can't stand his ground.
Stand firmly.
We have a retard in the live chat. Iran and US peace talk in Islamabad confirmed. Oh my god. You are about 3 hours behind actual news debunking fake news. They also did they were posting these pictures earlier of Ghalibaf, the Speaker of Parliament, landing and basically arriving in Pakistan, saying, "Oh look, he's already talking to Steve Witkoff," and then we discover he's still in Tehran. First, they're not peace talks; they're regime change talks. Secondly, we don't know who's going to be in the talks. It's not the regime, let's just say. Islamabad. Almost a month in, and I'm still waiting for the BBC to show one happy Iranian. Yeah, they're not going to do that. It's the BBC. Trump plays a 10D chess.
Yeah.
He plays his own game, just creates his own game, and nobody
It's a
knows how that
different
game
game.
works. He's got his own rules. Everybody's confused. He says one thing and picks the fifth thing from what he says, and then does the third, while actually doing the seventh, but in the end he chooses to do the second thing, which has 8 options in it, and then attacks Cuba. The end destination is always attack Cuba. I can't wait for that to fall. That'll be fun. Hello, mate. I think Uncle Don is just buying time. So all those Marines that are still in transit. I watched the Young Don on Goldie's channel. Wow. Yeah, let's not forget, we've got thousands of US Marines on their way. And that's when you're going to have to keep an eye on Hog Island and Bushehr, the south of Iran. Fun things are about to happen. Keep up the great work. Here in Australia, our Prime Minister and Immigration Minister both heckled out of the mosque. Yeah, we showed you that a couple of days ago. That was funny. Need to be worried. The mess in the UK is happening here too. They are 2 blind mice. Yeah. The mission must continue until the IRGC is defeated. Yeah, it's not really up to anybody else. It's up to the Iranian people, and they already have a plan. The plan has not changed. The Immortal God and the Crown Prince of Pahlavi as the leader. The plan hasn't changed. It doesn't matter, as of this moment, what the Israelis do, what the Americans do, what the Koreans do, what the Canadians do, because the plan is already in place. Whether strikes or whatever turn into something else, or whether they stop attacking.
Okay, I did hear that supposedly this was before I seen all the supply trucks coming in from Pakistan and whatnot. This cat won't quit. Anyway, they only had 10 bullets per person. The IRGC, that is. And unless they've been resupplied, which hopefully they're blowing them trucks up anyway. But you got 80 million people against the IRGC, so that leaves, just say 10 million that are against. 80 million people take to the street. You don't have enough bullets to kill them all. You cannot do it. It's not happening.
Or whether they take a break, or whether they say Mushtaba's back as cardboard leader, the Immortal God will take action regardless. And the regime is nowhere as powerful and strong to be able to defend themselves and their infrastructure and their buildings against about 90 million people in Iran. Lotus Eaters just declared the IRGC won. I used to take them seriously. Power fired at idiot. Yeah, but this is the... when some people call it the woke right. I don't like the word woke right because there's a section of the right that is so basically contrarian and counter-establishment that they are basically the definition of the left. The left, historically, coming from France after the revolution, was anti-establishment. You are against the status quo. You are left. And now, the people who are basically on the right, or some people call it the woke right, they are basically the new left. But they're not necessarily socialist, they're not liberal, but obviously you can be left-wing. Left includes socialists and liberals, and obviously all the others as well. But the whole point is that when you become so counter status quo and the establishment, which is President Trump's American empire, then you essentially become like the rest of the left. And the problem with the left is delusion.
Yep.
And self-identification. And identification on behalf of others. You know, people get offended on behalf of others, right? And people identify others for something that they're not. So they would say, that is a woman. It's not a man. Or in this case, the IRGC are not losing, they are winning. You're identifying on their behalf.
Yeah.
You are basically creating fake realities.
Just like when fucking, oh God, what's that damn guy's name? Hassan Piker and the other ones went down to Cuba to stand up for the Cubans. And then you got Greta Thunberg, the one that says, how dare you about oil, but then gets mad because Trump is stopping oil from going to Cuba. I thought oil was so bad, even though oil is in your clothes, oil is in basically everything, plastic, everything. You have to have oil. Period.
It's insane.
It's always white women.
They say more than actually respond to facts, and that's the problem. Everybody is now turning opinions and speculations, theories, into facts. Like, you have a theory, fine. We can't say that theory is now true. How is IRGC winning? That needs to be a merch idea, t-shirts that says, don't take Trump literally, take him seriously. I might actually do that. IRGC wants Trump to surrender. Fat chance of that happening, and that's like a goat chance in paradise. Thank you for showing us the true news, the proper news. You are a legend, Mr.
Yes,
Toothy.
thank you.
Oh dear. The toothy jokes continue. My tooth is better, by the way. Toothy, we enjoy your sense of humor, but when I share the Democrats, they won't take you seriously. I don't exist for the Democrats for me to take me seriously. That's the whole point. We don't like clowns to take us seriously. They are narrow-minded. It's a shame. Yet, stop trying to change their mind. They need their own therapists. I got my Facebook account restored after 1 hour appeal. Good to know, I guess. And which will continue throughout the week. Which? Yeah, President Trump misspelled the word which. That was funny as well. Somebody should have done some proofreading. I'll sleep so much better tonight, knowing that the UK is joining the US and Israel and Iran. Sama is such a W. W banker. Anyways, there's a few others from you guys. My wife is glued to watching you. We've been married for over 55 years. I'm a disabled Vietnam vet, Brown Water Navy, 1971. Wow. Thanks for your real news and not like CNN or Fox. Keep up the good work, all of you. God bless you and the Prince.
Okay, guys, that right there is going to be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm going to find something else to react to, and I'm going to try to start doing things different once something comes in through the mail. And I will catch you guys later.